Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be going over how to assemble the radiant heat sauna. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. This is actually a really easy build. My suggestions are that you first take everything out of all the boxes. They comes in several boxes. They are very heavy. They come in on a pallet jack. We decided to open all the boxes up and separate them one by one. That's what we're doing here. You can use some cardboard or the foam from the box to place the other materials on. I do want to apologize. I'm a little nasally today. I have allergies. Like in this video, I am taking some allergy medicine. It happens. I'm in a high density allergy area. So just take all the parts out, separate them all so you know where everything is. You're going to have some side panels and the back, front, bottom, and top. This is a really easy build. They fit together like Lego pieces, and everything is fairly straightforward. Even with the electrical cables, as long as you're placing everything where you're supposed to, they all line up, and the cables do have tags on them that tell you that it goes with a certain cable. And there's one or two cables that don't, but they are shaped very differently from all the other cables, and it's very obvious that that cable goes into that cable because you can't push it into any other cable. If you're trying to force two cables together, you're doing something wrong. Go back and rewatch. Every one of my videos goes at twice the speed. Rarely do I slow things down. If I'm doing something really technical, I'll slow it down. But most of this stuff, like this unboxing, you really don't want me to put this at regular speed. The video would be like 40 minutes long. Be very careful when cutting with a knife. I tend to do this right along the edge where I know most of these boxes have foam or some other item to protect it. Only right up to the edge. Otherwise, you might risk cutting right into the actual lumber that this is made out of. So here we're just separating the pieces so we know where everything is. These are some pretty heavy items. Make sure you have help. You could theoretically do this on your own, but I don't suggest it. I suggest you have at least one person to help you out. This is the front. It's supposed to come taped so that when you pick it up, the door doesn't swing open. As you just saw, the door just swung open, so be really careful when you're picking up this part because the door could swing open and break and shatter. And we definitely don't want that. I just took a photograph because one of the parts came slightly damaged. Because I'm doing this for one of our customers, I always take a photo of any damaged items so that they know it wasn't us. It just came out of the box. It's getting a little hot. I just decided to turn the fan on. I do suggest you save 4 corners. Those are the corner pieces. For when you go to put the lid on, you can use the corner pieces to keep the lid roughly 1.5 to 2 inches elevated so that you can connect the 4 cables that are going to be located on the 4 corners. Otherwise, you can do it the other way, but this is the easier way. Less risk. You can connect everything and tuck all the cables away safely and then just remove the foam. Here we're unboxing the lid or the top of this box. Notice we're putting everything in different places so that if we have to grab one part or the other, we don't have to move everything in order to get to it. It's a pretty good idea for you to do so. Here is the bottom or the floor. Some instructions. cup holders. I always keep those for the customer in case they want to read it or learn how to use the item. Maybe there's warranty information in there, so definitely keep on to that stuff and give it to your customers or for yourself if they're building this for yourself. This customer already had an outlet installed in the location where she wanted this sauna. Make sure that the outlet has at least 20 amps. If you don't know what that means, hire an electrician. Or you could trace it back to the box, the circuit breaker box, and see the little number on there will tell you how many amps it is. 15 is 15, 20 is 20, etc. Some of them will be 60, 50. You want to go with one that has 20 or more. Definitely don't go one that has 50 because it might be going to something that requires 50. Here we're determining this is the bottom. And which side is facing up and which side is facing down. That big rectangular part, that's where your feet will sit. That's going to be facing up. We just undid all the cords and kind of setting it up so that it's easy for us to connect everything. Once it's all assembled, we know how heavy it is. I took the little metal tie wrap that it brought and I used it to tie it to that pipe so that I can just pull the whole thing away a little bit, plug it in, and then push it back into place. Here we're determining the side walls. Look at the instruction manual. If you go back and look, there's a small, almost square on the bottom right side of the back. And that'll show you that is the side wall, and facing back would be the little square because that's where the bench would be. We are deciding to place the spine on first. Look at the instruction manual so you can determine what is up and what is down, but it's pretty straightforward because there are these small latches that hook into each other. There's two on each part, and they can't be assembled in any other orientation except for where the latch pops in, a little circle, and then comes down and locks in place. If you look at it, it's got to have a circle with a small U under it. The circle is where you pop in, and then down, and then it locks in place. This is the assembly for part of the bench. It slots in place. There's something there that we call a C channel, but basically there's a slot, a male and a female, and you can slide it down and it locks it. Here we're having issue where it's not sitting all the way down. There's these two little latches that you can lock. If you slow the video down, you saw he locked it and I locked it there. We used a little brute force to knock it in place. Nothing too crazy, just banged it a few times and it locked. Here I'm deciding to connect everything. Again, they're all numbered, or they all have matching information. It'll say SS or TT 1122. There's only two cables in that box that are not numbered, but they are identical, the male and the female. There's no way you can confuse them. Here I saw that the box has an on-off switch, and we decided to connect everything and just turn it off so that nothing shorts, and that way we can build everything and not have to push this big box back later. You notice that I look at the cables and they have the same markings on them. Here is where I'm looking at the two cables that don't have markings and just looking at the connections, and you can see that they fit into each other. You see that I'm kind of finagling with it. I'm not trying to force anything. I'm trying to line everything up. If you look at it, one of them is slightly different shape, and the female side to it will be also a slightly different shape, and it's pretty straightforward where it connects to. The cup holders. Of course, you gotta have the cup holders. The seat also connects, but you can set it up so that it's sitting up and double as storage if need be. Here we're lining the front up again. It's got these two little latches. They lock into each other and then they press down and kind of just lock in place. Take your time lining everything up. He went inside and I'm on the outside, and we're both looking at the latches and making sure that they lock into each other, and then using a little force to pull it down once you know it's locked in. Here, on all four corners of the top, there are these little openings that you can pull cables through. Make sure that while you do this, none of the cables are sitting where it's going to sit on top of the actual box. You see me here looking for four corners. There you go. Grab your four corners. Just kind of set them up there so that way, see what I did? Almost in the opposite orientation they came in, so that that top is going to sit on there and allow us to connect all those cables. He's handling it on the outside. I help him from the inside. Carefully place it down. Here I grab a step stool and just start connecting everything. Right there, you can pull the cable through from the bottom portion through to the top portion, connect it, and get it out of the way so it doesn't get smushed. That would cause a shortage potentially, and we definitely don't want that. On this front left corner, you'll have a few more cables. This is actually your radio. Um, there is a radio in here. You can play music while in there. Just, look at the cables. They're all marked. Notice that I'm tucking the cables away, out of the way, and then closing the latch. If you look at it, when you get this, if you're trying to build this yourself, you'll see it's very obvious where the openings are for you to be able to pull cables through. And final cable here in the back right corner, and we're basically set. The very last thing that needs to be done is my coworker there will be putting on the door handle for the front door, which is very simple. It has a lock screw, and then you can place the back one on, and a Allen key screw that locks the back handle in place. If you have any questions about that, I know I didn't record it. Feel free, and I can, try to further explain it. Maybe get a set and just show you. Here we're lining it up. It all, again, like Lego blocks, kind of just fits into each other. And ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Remember to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video. This is a wonderful sauna. It is not that expensive and easy to set up. It's good for holding about 2 people, 3 if you really want to pack in there. And that's it. See you guys next time. Thank you, and see you next time.